And, you know, the character of Mocha bears more discussion here. She's the Kasuni. And say a little bit about how Marty and Eli got their powers and how Mocha figures into all this.
Okay, they, the boys, when they were 7 or 8 years old, are walking through the forest woods near their house, and they come across this fox that's been trapped under a fallen branch, and the fox actually talks to them, which kind of freaks them out. And so they push this, they help the fox, they move this log off of her. And so as a reward, she gives them these powers. Now, because she was hit in the head, she's a little woozy, and so instead of seeing 2 boys, she just sees 1.
Ah.
So the fact that they were granted these powers, it means that they're sort of having to share them. Not each boy didn't necessarily get the same powers. They got some of the same, but not all the same. And so they're having to sort of, so as a result, only one of them can use a particular power at a time, so only one of them can be invisible at a time.
Right, besides invisibility, telekinesis, and a psychic link, what else do they have?
Well, there's, Marty has super speed. We see that in action. He gets caught doing something and runs away really fast. They have sort of kind of a, even though they need glasses to read and everything, but they have sort of a sight where they can get in really small, and they can also see things far away.
Oh, like microscopic and / telescopic vision?
Yeah,
right. Okay.
They can teleport. They can move. They have to. It has to be someplace that they know where they're going, or they can't just teleport anywhere. But they can.
Does it have to be line of sight?
No, but if they want to teleport to school, they can teleport to school.
Okay.
It's someplace in mind. They just,
right.
It's not like.
It's not so it has to be a place where they've actually been,
or a place they know.
Okay, so it's not like we teleport to the Sea of Tranquility on the moon.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
can't
right,
do that.
Right, yeah. There are laws of physics. They can't breathe on the moon.
Right. Now, I know they have time travel, but it's not completely linear, right?
They have. We discover in issue 4 or 5 that they actually can time travel, but it's only like 10 minutes back.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a very limited amount. They can't like go back into the past and meet Abraham Lincoln or anything. But they can just,
right.
They can just go back and fix a problem. And 10 minutes might be. It's about that time.
So let me get this straight. Both the boys can share all these powers. It's not like Eli has a certain.
Well, Eli is telekinetic. We don't know if Marty. We haven't seen Marty be telekinetic. We've seen Marty has super speed. We haven't seen Eli have super speed.
Okay, so they're sort of paired off differently. That's interesting.
Yeah. We were trying to not have it be exactly. And in some ways, they're no longer identical twins in that way.
Right. Now, going back here, how long have you been working on the book?
About a little over 6 years was the first time we wrote something, and we've actually been sort of producing the book for the last couple of years. A couple of years ago, as I said, we went through the comic creator process, and we just didn't find our match, though again people do, and so we decided maybe we should pay people to do it, and
imagine that.
yeah, they have to be more cooperative. So we're originally going to go back to one of the artists that we had sort of met through WonderCon. And he had not originally liked our story. We were trying to, at that time, do a one-shot.
Right.
We were calling And Eli, sort of Eli on his own as a way of introducing them.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't like that. But now we're doing issues. The first 2 issues were more standard fare, and we thought, well, maybe we can use him. But because he didn't really like the idea, I was sort of I noticed on his Facebook page that he belonged to a Facebook group that was basically the same idea. And writers will go on there and say, I'm looking for an inker and a colorist, and colorists will go on there and say, hey, look, I'm available, or letters, hey, I'm available for hire. So we tried that angle, and we got 6 or 7 people that were, what seemed to be interested. And then you've really got 2 or 3 people that actually produced something. And we came down to, there was one guy did a really good, we gave them a page of the script as a, draw this for us. and one guy did a really good sketch, really nice, and then one guy actually did a whole inked page as a presentation to us. And so we liked the fact this guy went a little extra
Right.
on the...
So it did, the second guy, it sounds like the second artist, there was more storytelling rendered on the page.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was trying to capture, you know, it was just more for professional. And so we hired him. We found a colorist basically through the same connection, Facebook. And then we had the guy, Sika Murti, I believe. I'm not sure. Again, I've never talked to any of these people. It's all been through Facebook and email. So if I get someone's name wrong,
Not even a phone conversation?
not yet.
Right, okay.
We had, with our, we'll get to our current artists. They're actually in the States, so potentially we could talk to them. But
Right.
we've been just doing everything through email. Because there's also different time zones. and
Sure.
stuff like that. He was in Indonesia. And so it wasn't, you know, we're not going to be calling him up. You know. So we did everything basically through email and WeTransfer and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we had, and Trevor did the lettering for us, and we ended up with, we had 2 issues, and because we had had contacted Comixology, they were looking for, from the Comic Creator Connection, looking for success stories. And one time I thought, hey, we got an artist, we're on our way. And I wrote to them saying, hey, you know, we're going to be a success story. And then I had to write back saying, well, we had to kind of let that artist go. And the guy there was very sympathetic. You know, yeah, it took me 6 tries to find my artist.
Yeah.
So, and then I made a point of trying to go by the Comixology booth at Comic-Con to say hi and meet the guy at least. And so when we had issues, we sent it to him to look at. And he gave us some really good feedback. He didn't like the logo we'd come up with. He didn't like he thought the lettering could be better. And again, that was Trevor's first time to letter. So
Right. Who designed the logo, by the way?
Well, originally, the original logo was Paul, right? And then the redesigned logo was Jack Seiler, who is my nephew by marriage. He's about 10 years younger than I am, so it's not like he's an 8-year-old kid who can draw. He was a professional designer, and so he also didn't like the coloring. The colorist, he said, years ago.
Right.
And there were whole pages where it looked like, you know, they lived next to a lava flow. 'Cause everything was orange and everything. And he said it did not look very professional. So he actually helped us by putting us in contact with the Savannah College of Art and Design, which is SCAD, a couple of professors down there, and said they were looking for a colorist, and they gave us 3 or 4 names. And we contacted them, we're negotiating, and we ended up hiring a friend of one of the people, because she had told her friend that she would be interested. So we ended up hiring her, and she recolored issues 1 and 2. And then when she was done with those, she had to leave. I mean, she couldn't continue with it. And so she helped us by going back through the SCAD network. There's a lot of, they're all trained in sequential art. And so she helped us find another colorist, and we used her for 3, 4, and 5, and then she also had to drop out, and she helped us find another colorist. And we were also getting kind of a little tired of our artist. To get 5 issues took like 2 years.
Yes.
And it seemed very slow and very inconsistent, and as far as timing goes. And so we decided that we needed to find another artist, and the colorist we had decided we needed to find another artist as well. And she went back. We couldn't really go back to the Facebook group without saying, hey, we're looking for an artist.
Right.
And hey, that guy might have stopped doing it. So we, through SCAD, found artists.
So you had to be discreet about hunting up another artist.
Yeah, I felt like we needed to be, because we weren't done with the issues that we were working on.
Yeah.
And so we found Rachel Wells, who's our current artist, and for 6 and 7.
Okay.
And then we found Nina Gaillard, or Gaillard. Again, never spoke to her on the phone, but she's our colorist, and they're all both SCAD graduates, so they're kind of, again, that there's a certain amount of training they've already had.
Right.
So they're not total amateurs like we were getting before.
Right, right. So, yeah, a lot of work getting this done. A lot of work getting these issues produced. Now, how many issues does Comixology have out there right now?
Right now, the first 2 issues are up. They were up last summer. They have 3, 4, and 5, and we're hoping that between us doing a little marketing on our side and then maybe doing some marketing on their side, that they're going to, when we're ready, make a splash for 1 through 5, to promote those on their website, so that maybe we could get some more sales generated.
Right, right. It sounds like the graphics, and this doesn't surprise me at all. The graphics and the color are the most time-consuming.
Yeah, I mean the writing sites is we've done a lot of the writing already,
Right.
And so we'd have to kind of go through and sort of make sure, okay, we actually write like in this panel this happens, in this panel that happens, and on this page and all that. But yeah, a lot of it. I mean, the art is it's a time consuming thing, and this is probably not the only thing they're doing with their
Sure.
lives.
They so they get the script, and does the artist show you or send back a thumbnail sketch of how he wants the breakdown?
This one Rachel does.
Right.
She sends us actually 2 sets of thumbnails, an A and a B, and Paul and I sit down with the script and kind of go through it and say, okay, well, I like this shot and this panel, and I like this, and so we go back from A and B, and she has to sort of mix them together.
And your first artist didn't provide thumbnails before he?
No, he would actually do kind of a sketchy and then a pencil and then but it's sort of hard to kind of judge sometimes until you actually see it kind of take shape.